Man, weekends really seem to suck when it comes to release games on Steam, so I'm making up for no video yesterday. We're going with 7 games today. You should watch to the end because YouTube's kind of annoyed that people are clicking off early, that kind of thing. But I'm going to start here with Fumes, your vehicle with deadly weapons and roam endless wastelands in this fast-paced single-player car combat game. It looks awesome, all these games coming out. This has given me like PS2 Carnage vibes, you know, that fast-paced action. Although a lot of those games, yeah, I think those sort of dodge and derby games that I played were single player. This looks fantastic. Look at the graphics with that. Is that like taking down a junkyard ship on wheels? A bit of spooky, eerie vibes to it. Hey Fumes, really looking forward to this one. Probably the best release today, but let me know what you think. I might have contradicted myself here really quickly because I'm going to be playing Primal Planet very, very soon. It's an awesome Metroidvania game. Unveil a heartfelt story of family, dinosaurs, and UFOs. Let's look in the big screen. I've covered this game before. It was in my best upcoming Metroidvania games of the year videos. It actually got quite a few views earlier this year. It is a prehistoric single-player Metroidvania adventure game with fantastic pixel art and has some really quirky kind of situations that arise. From memory, I think there's some like upgrades and all of a sudden dinosaurs come into it and there's like aliens and UFOs and stuff, so it's all over the place, but it definitely looks fantastic. I haven't played a Metroidvania game seriously for a month or two now, so this has been highly at my anticipated list. Look at the T-Rex. We're gonna try and save our family with spears and arrows and stuff. It looks so good. Can I like say that both of these games might be the best ones releasing today? I mean, today's a good release, that's why we've got so many games, but let's keep on moving on. What is that supposed to be? Recharge is a sim-cade RC racing game with realistic graphics and physics. Customize your RC car game and race on tracks inspired real-world locations. This looks fantastic. Let's zoom in a bit. So RC is like remote control, right? We've got some pretty interesting perspective here, some spin outs, maybe a fair amount of customization in terms of how you build your remote control car. Looks like we've got batteries and decals and all sorts of stuff here. There's been quite a few different like racing games that are a little bit different to the usual style that we'll see. Like this first person view might be really fun. Alright, game 3, let's keep on checking on. Alright, Inkborn is definitely not a racing game. This is a roguelike deck builder with a card system built around glyph-based combos. Let's have a look. It looks quite cool in terms of graphics, but I've said that about every game so far, right? Let's zoom in. This is a really quick trailer, so we're not going to get a lot of vision here, but some pretty basic looking cards here. Deal damage, work your way through a roguelike map. Might not be as linear as we usually see, maybe some sort of text-based decisions to make. I really love the look of the graphics, that kind of geometric, I don't know, shape based. It's quite cool. Inkborn. Man, I wish there was more of a trailer there. Alright, let's move on to Oneeyed Leo, a grim first-person horror adventure set in a world inspired by dark Slavic fairy tales. Explore an unsettling and twisted land set in 19th century Russia. How cool is that? Let's zoom in. Have a look at that medieval fantasy looking thing. The visuals here are very cool, very fantasy based, very dark. First person perspective with lots of fire but not a lot of color. Skulls, we like skulls. Evil nails. This has got a really interesting style to it. I have to admit though, I'm not a huge knowledge person when it comes to Slavic fairy tales, but this looks cool. Alright, today is so stacked. That one's Oneeyed Leo. Let's move on. Village Tale, a relaxing idle village building simulator nestled in the corner of your screen. Build, craft, and trade. Guide your village from humble beginnings to a thriving trading hub. Alright, this one is one of those games that plays on the bottom of the screen. Let's zoom in a bit. It's an idle game. Yeah, so it plays while you watch my latest YouTube video. I got addicted to one of these for a while. The idle games are really fun. I guess the more interesting the icons, the more little fun, quirky mechanics involved with it, the more enjoyable these games are. little robot game sort of kicked this off. I think that one did so well that everyone's been trying to do a little bit of a copycat system, but if you're looking for an idle game, then this one might be yours. It's called Village Tale. We've only got one left to go. This one might be the hardest one to get my head around. It's called Vortex. It's an action RPG game inspired by classics like Diablo 2, but it uses ships. You fight your way through alien sectors. I looked at it earlier, it confused me a little bit, but let's zoom in. I think the bit that was confusing me was that when it said it was an action RPG game, I wasn't expected to have that kind of classic top-down spaceship kind of vision with it, but if there's a fair amount of looting and builds that you can utilize along the way, some customization, it could be quite interesting. I'm not sure if there's any multiplayer element here, but it does look quite complex with the amount of different items I've got there. I mean, if nothing else, it's definitely a entry in the genre that I haven't seen before. This kind of like looks like a Japanese anime mech kind of thing, so, and maybe some little mini bosses to fight along the way as well. Explore and loot, so it's just kind of like it's like a space shooter that's just an action loot as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's got a couple of reviews so far, maybe worth checking out. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games releasing on the 28th of July. Well, let me know which one is your favorite. Subscribing is a way to see that you like it. Thanks for watching.